Hey! I'm gonna do a special one right here, folks, for you guys. Yes. Cause, I like my horror punk. So we're gonna keep going with horror punk. I'm gonna give you guys Calabrese, man! Calabrese! I love these guys. These guys are pretty cool. Band of brothers, actually from here in Illinois. From Antioch. But, they relocated out to, Arizona. But, I didn't know that for the long. I wouldn't have figured that out in the life of me. But, yeah, this is a great, fantastic album. Obviously, I'm holding the vinyl. This was the 2020 vinyl edition. Yeah, as I'm gonna pull it out. Sorry, yeah, the 2020. I got the split. I was gonna go with one. I think there was a splatter one, but yeah, it was something. But yeah, I scored myself one of these. So, yeah. Other than that, honestly, I really enjoy the Traveling Vampire show. I really do. I love this album. It's pretty good because you had Death Eternal, Voices of the Dead, Vampires Don't Exist, Come Alive, Children of the Night, yeah, Darkness Dallas. I mean, dude, there's not a bad song on this album. I have to say, a lot of their earlier stuff that was more punk related and done was actually just perfection, just all around perfection. But yeah, I absolutely love this album. Let's get into it. Like their production, their everything done for that album or for their albums are great. Because you have Death Eternal. Like, come on! Like how? Like how? Like I mean, it's like they took punk rock and horror punk and tilted it on its head slightly. Like they took what the Misfits did, but made it better. And stuff like that. I mean, kind of like comparing it to Blitzkid. Taking what the Misfits did for the horror punk genre, or the horror punk, portion of punk rock, and making it better. I mean, that's what Calabrese did. They made it better, and that's what I love. That's what I love about these guys, because they took what they did, modernized it, but made it cooler, so to say. Made it more enjoyable, I guess, and try to reach more of a demographic in a way. The Voices of the Dead. Come on. I mean, come on. I mean, a lot of these songs, in a way, scream Danzig-ish, with the wahs and stuff like that. But they're not overdoing it. They're not trying to mimic that. They're not trying to be the Misfits. They're not trying to be anything like that so much. Which is so cool because, everybody, probably wanted to be the Misfits at one point. Or wanted to kind of do something like the Misfits. And obviously, not everybody succeeds. The young Prince of Darkness. Darkness Palace. Children of the Night. 1,000 Mysterious Secrets. Vampires Don't Exist. This is one that I actually do really enjoy the most.
You like the way I kiss? I love you not. You love me.
And what's cool is with everything with between Bobby and Jimmy is they trade off vocals because obviously bass, guitars, and vocals. But they trade off. So between some songs, but it's hard to kind of tell. It's not like Blitzkid where you can tell where it was Goolsby and where it was TB, trading off. With these guys, they're kind of similar. But yeah, I mean they trade off for certain songs and stuff like that, which is cool. I mean, come on, I mean, what band really does that? Where they switch off the songs and the one's backup singer and the other one's do main leads, yada yada yada. I mean, come on. Vampires Don't Exist. Excellent song. And their music videos, especially some of their older ones for like this album and some of their others, great. Saturday Night of the Living Dead. Come Alive. Ooh, Come Alive. This is another good one. This is another good one that I have to say is it's another well written drive it home song off this album, which is actually if you're looking at the vinyl version, it's the final song on the first side. I mean, come on, total reminiscent of definitely the horror punk genre. Come on, you can definitely fit this in there completely. So, your Ghost.
Can death be outwitted? Is the secret of eternal life just around that corner?
Honestly, I can't tell you how many times I've at least listened to the first couple of Calabrese albums. Like, they are masterpieces. They really, really, really are. Because you had Inside This Coffin. It's 12 songs of like non-stop, in your face horror punk, but modernized horror punk that sounds great, and there's like no stopping this either kind of a thing. Like, it's full on, full steam ahead, no slowing down. There's no gaps, no fillers. This is full on a strong album in its own right. This is definitely one that I would say if you want to go punk rock, if you want to go horror punk, You don't want to go the Misfits. You don't want to go, Blitzkid, or you want to go kind of outside the box. Even going with smaller names that I've at least mentioned before in some of my in some of the previous Scream Bloody music episodes. This is definitely a name that I want to add to all that. Like, these guys are fucking amazing. I would love to see these guys play, and everything. I almost had the chance, but unfortunately I missed out a few years back. But, like, these guys, I have to say, could pretty much write, a horror punk album, a death rock album, some of their roughly newer stuff is more death rock, slight horror rock orientated. But all their horror punk stuff is phenomenal, like pure phenomenal. The production, the execution of it all, it's amazing. I mean, come on, even the title, the traveling vampire show, the artwork, the execution of their brand, their music, everything. It's phenomenal, and I love seeing what these guys do and they put out. I currently have everything that they have put out, and yeah, I actually have, because I'm looking up at my vinyl, I have 2 others of theirs on vinyl. I don't have everything. I missed out, but yeah, I have 2 others, and I'm not, I'm proud to own. But yeah, these guys are like fucking cool. If you definitely need something different, if you don't like say the Misfits, but you like horror punk, or you don't like whatever, but you want to get into horror punk, I'd say give Calabrese a try. By far, if you want that difference, because you don't want to go into horror punk and have everything be the same, because that's how some things are. Is that they'll end up being the same. Calabrese delivers on a different level than everybody else, and that's why I like them. Took me a while to actually get into them. Actually, I knew, I think, a few of their songs, but I never really got into them until within the last 2 years. But I always knew who they were, and I was like, oh, these guys are cool. Do I really like their music? Nah, not so much, but these guys are cool. But after sitting down and I forget what songs it were that really enticed me, but after deep diving and going back and to the beginning of their catalog, uh, they sold me. They really sold me, and this was one of the albums. So, and if I were you, I would go get yourself a copy. I would hit them up. Um, they're always coming up with some really badass merch, and then on top of that, they also end up, reissuing certain albums every now and then, and stuff like that. Yeah, I believe, well, since Google Play Music isn't around anymore, I'm not sure if you can get them on Bandcamp, but I'm pretty sure you can get that. You can get their music on Amazon, and you can buy it straight from the band digitally, which is pretty fucking cool. That you can buy, say this album digitally from them. I know that they still also have some CDs of certain albums. I think there's like 2 or 3, but not everything, unfortunately. But you get a killer deal with getting all the albums digitally. So if that's your thing, if digital music's your thing, buy the whole catalog digitally. It's cool. I would do it. So should you. But I got everything digitally. You know, You gotta get on this. You gotta get on this. Because these are a bunch of cool dudes, and they keep making waves. So, but buy their merch, buy their music, support Calabrese, support 3 fucking cool dudes. Come on. I would. So should you. But yeah, give them a listen, give them a try, something, throw them a bone. But this was this episode of Scream Bloody Music with Calabrese. Later, folks.